Erik Ten Hag is apparently joining Manchester United, so today's video we have an Erik Ten Hag Manchester United rebuild where we have made signings. We've also recreated Erik Ten Hag's tactics at Manchester United. We also have a challenge for you guys as well, so let's get stuck in to this video. Hello and welcome back, people. If you are enjoying my type of content, make sure you are subscribed, make sure you like the video, also leave a comment as well. All of that really will help this channel grow, of course. So today we do have a Manchester United Erik Ten Hag rebuild, a very interesting one. So we've made signings, we made multiple signings, we've also recreated Ten Hag's tactics at Manchester United as well, and I mean, we've completely rebuilt this team. We've not just made signings, we've also made staff signings as well, but the save will be available for you guys. So there might be two saves. There might be one from the very beginning of the season, which you guys can take over and completely rebuild yourself, but with my signings and my staff. And then also there is the save where you could just take over after we have completed this fantastic season. Yes, this season was fantastic. As you can see, the manager's name is Erik Nine Hag. I mean, I tried a little joke there. I don't know if it worked. Erik Nine Hag, did anybody get it? I don't know. And we also have another Champions League final to play. I mean, we get to the Champions League final so often on Football Manager, but we have a very interesting Champions League final to play as well against Barcelona, just so we can see how the tactic plays out, and hopefully this can put the cherry on top of this rebuild. But for now, let's get stuck in and look at the signings that we have made. So before you guys get super excited, the save game that you guys will be downloading, you only will have these free transfers. Now, these free transfers are great transfers regardless, but as you can see, the last two were made in the January transfer window, and that is of course after we sold some players. So in January, we sold the lot who we had to replace. We sold Mata, we sold Lindelof as well, who we had to replace. So we made two signings in January, but these three signings here, these three amazing signings, you guys will have in your save. So number one, Frank Kessie, £41 million. Manchester United, they've got to be looking for a central midfielder. They just have to be looking for a central midfielder, and Frank Kessie could be that perfect player for them. So far for us, he's played 23, he's scored 1, he's assisted 1, he's got an average rating of 7.02 in the Premier League. I mean, once you see his role, you understand why he doesn't have more goals, he doesn't have more assists. His role isn't exactly glamorous, but he's done the job. He's done an absolute fantastic job. Number two, Nordi Mukiele. Now, a lot of Manchester United fans, they are concerned about their fullback area. I didn't manage to find a perfect left back, plus Luke Shaw and Alex Telles, they're fairly good on Football Manager anyway. But Nordi Mukiele, I just couldn't carry on this season with Aaron Wan-Bissaka, so we've got this guy in. Now, the main thing that attracted me to him, and one reason why I believe he could be a very decent signing for Manchester United under Erik Ten Hag, is his player traits. I mean, you can see already from his attributes, he's a fairly decent football player. He can play right back, he can play centre back. If need to be, he can be that holding midfielder as well. So he's fairly versatile, but the main reason, he brings the ball out from defence, and this should help us with our tactic. Of course, we're going to be playing from the back. We're going to be heavily possession based. Nordi Mukiele, he could help us a lot at right back. He should be better than Wan-Bissaka. He's not that bad at passing. He's got high teamwork. His physical attributes is absolutely fantastic. He's brave. His anticipation is fairly high as well, so he can read the game. His determination is fairly decent as well. So Nordi Mukiele, he is the player number two that we signed, and fairly cheap as well, 14.25 million. The third and last player at the beginning, the summer window, is Amine Gouiri from, who did we sign him from again? OGC Nice. Now, he's a fairly talented football player in real life. On Football Manager, I mean, this really reflects his attributes in real life as well. So he's good at dribbling, finishing, first touch. His technique is high, teamwork is high, off the ball flair, determination. He is a very, very good player. Physically, he's not too bad as well. Player traits, he runs with the ball down the left. He gets into the opposition area. This should be very, very intriguing. He plays 1-2s, and this really helps with the tempo, and he cuts in from the left wing as well. So he will be used a lot on the left wing. Also up top, the player traits, it suggests that he likes to play on that left wing. So Amine Gouiri was transfer number 3, £21 million. And then we managed to sign Edson Alvarez from Ajax. He's worked with Erik Ten Hag, so we know what we're getting here. Another very versatile player, which is kind of something that I focused on. Very highly versatile players. He can play in central midfield as the holding midfielder, centre back and right back as well. Player traits: he plays short, simple passes. He can tackle, he can mark. His mental attributes fairly decent, physical attributes fairly decent. A fairly decent signing for us. Lastly, we have Tungai. I don't know how to pronounce his surname, so I'm not even going to. Let me try. Nianzou. So we have Tungai Nianzou from France, from FC Bayern Munich as well. Very, very good in the air, but his player traits, again, brings ball out of defense, and this really should help us with our build-up play, our build-up patterns. I mean, this guy, he really does have a future. I really bought him because of his potential. He wasn't supposed to fit in right away. He's got potential. He will build, and hopefully he can overtake Maguire. Hopefully Maguire again is fairly decent on this game, but in real life, I mean, they should be looking to replace Harry Maguire. And Nianzou, he could be the player, but one for the future. Who did we sell? We managed to sell Nemanja Matic, we managed to sell Lingard, Erik Bailly. Hannibal went out on loan, but he came back to us, and he is a very, very decent player. Diego Dalot went to Ajax, funny enough. Victor Lindelof went to Newcastle, and Juan Mata went to Leicester. So those there are the signings, the player signings, but we also got some stuff because this is a complete rebuild. No half-hearted things around here. We did manage to get an assistant manager, Pablo Sanz from Seville. He likes the 4-3-3, tactical style gegenpress. He should really help us with some tactical advice. If he has tactical advice, his tactical advice should be really meaningful for us as well. We also have some under 18 stuff as well. There's an under 18 assistant manager, Tony Ruiz. We don't really need to see all of these attributes. We do have a new head of youth development as well, Nuno Gomez. Again, this is a complete rebuild. So we want a rebuild from top to bottom, not just the signings, not just the tactics, but also the youth academy, all those young players coming through, the training, everything is getting reworked. As you can see, we've got some new coaches, new under 18 coaches, a new director of football as well, Iglitar. I hope that's how you pronounce his name. A very, very good director of football. His reputation is on Continental, so he can attract some fairly decent players. We got rid of a lot of staff as well. I mean, we even got a new technical director, but that is it there for all the incomings, all the outgoings, all the players in, the staff out, the players out, all of that good stuff. That is it. Now, let's look at the results that we got under this Ten Hag rebuild. Whoa! Before we go any further, this video is sponsored by the new fantasy football app, Spitch. This fantasy football app, of course, allows you to build your own team where you can collect valuable points, battle it out against strangers, friends, or people like myself, with your captain earning you double points. On a weekly basis, you also have your fair chance of winning £70,000 in cash. Now that is one huge injection. This isn't just based off one season. There are competitions weekly that you can get yourself involved in, and of course, if you want to be involved, you have to provide ID once you submit your first team. So UK users have to provide their ID, and this app is only available to those living in the UK or Ireland, and you have to be 18 years of age or over. Personally, the best part about this app has to be the fact that you don't need to leave the app to see all the important stats. Every important stat that you need to build your winning team is inside the app, and of course all the help that you need as well setting up your team is inside the app. So make sure you download the app, make sure you register. The link is in the description below. This app is fantastic, and make sure you do not miss out on those weekly prizes. Let's get stuck in to this rebuild. This Erik Ten Hag rebuild has been absolutely fantastic. I mean, in the English Premier Division, Manchester United, well, apparently to Football Manager, Man Utd, we have won the league. We played 38, we won 34, we drew 3 and we lost 1. I mean, when we look at this game loss, it's to West Ham. I mean, I'm almost heartbroken. Luckily, I'm a gooner, so Arsenal are still the only team to do the league invincible. In the Champions League, we still have that final to play. We will be playing Barcelona. Thank God we are the home side. English FA Cup, we were the winners, or we are the winners. We beat, who did we beat? Nottingham Forest. I mean, bizarre final that we got Nottingham Forest in the final. And in the Carabao Cup, we beat Arsenal 2-0. I mean, we won the treble, and we could possibly win the quadruple in our first season under Erik Ten Hag. Now, Erik Ten Hag, he actually came to the Premier League. Erik Ten Hag is in the Premier League, so it's Erik Ten Hag versus Erik Ten Hag. Jokes. So looking at some stats in a little bit more detail, as you can see, we scored the most goals, 107 goals. We had the most shots for the fewest shots against, we come in second. Best pass completion, we're in top 5. For the most possession, now this is hugely disappointing. We come in 7th with 52%. We expected a little bit more than that, especially more than Aston Villa. But saying that, now when you play your games, you will notice sometimes you have lower possession, but you've actually completed a lot more passes. There's sometimes, I mean, the opponents completed 307 passes. We've completed around 500 passes, but yet they've got 51 or 52% of the ball. I'm not exactly sure how they work out possession. It's quite annoying, but Manchester United, we are in 7th place. For the most tackles won, we're not in the top 8. For the most dribbles made, we're just there in 8th place with 430. Most clean sheets, we do have the most clean sheets, and we have the fewest conceded. Looking at the play stats, Ronaldo, he's the top goal scorer. Bruno Fernandes, he's also scored 20 goals. For the most assists, Luke Shaw with 13, Bruno Fernandes with 13. Most shots for Ronaldo. For the most player of the match awards, we have Bruno Fernandes, we have Rafael Varane, and we also have Ronaldo. 3 players in the top 8. Most key passes, Bruno Fernandes, Luke Shaw. For the best pass completion, Harry Maguire's in there, and Rafael Varane at the bottom of the list. For the most tackles won, nobody in the top 8. For the most dribbles made, nobody's there. Most clean sheets, David De Gea has found his top form. He's number 1. And for the fewest conceded, we also have David De Gea in 2nd place, just behind Lucas Fabianski, but he's only played 16, whilst David De Gea has played 31. Now, I was very close to signing Andre Onana. What's my name? Onana. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I was very close to signing Onana, but David De Gea was performing very, very well, so I thought I might as well just stick with it. So let's move over to the data hub. Now this is the data hub. This is the pass map for my most recent game. I mean, the pass map is very, very intriguing. Just wait until you see the tactic. It is a 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1 kind of. We're trying to throw both shapes. We're trying to get both 4-3-3 and 4-2-3-1 in practice during the match engine or during when the game's played, and you can kind of see it here. I mean, you got the 2 central midfielders, Scott McTominay and Paul Pogba, and then you got Hannibal just running away. He just running away all the way over there. I absolutely have no idea where he's going. Looking at the attacking efficiency, we were aggressive and clinical. Defensively, we were quiet and impenetrable. For the passing, we made a lot of passes. We were also accurate, so which is fairly good for a possession-based team. And for the possession, we frequently won the ball, but we were also reliable. We were one of only 4 teams in the English Premier League that frequently won the ball, but they were also reliable in possession. Looking at the shooting, we were aggressive and high quality shooting. Movement, we completed a lot of dribbles, but we were also again reliable in possession. Looking at the general performance against the average in the league, I mean, we scored 2.82 goals per game, expected goals per game 2.29. We conceded 0.55 goals per game, pass completion of around 90%, which beats the average. Tackles won ratio as well on 78%. Shots on target ratio, I mean, we outperformed the average on every single metric on that graph there. And looking at the XG table as well, our XG 87.1, but we actually scored, how many did we score? 107. For the points, expected 82.5, but the actual points was 105. Expected to finish first, and we finished 3rd. Lastly, let's look at the squad stats, and more importantly, let's look how the new guys did. And as we can see here, Cristiano Ronaldo, he scored 23 goals in the Premier League, but he scored 34 goals in all competitions. He played on the left and up front as well, so he was very useful, wasn't he? Bruno Fernandes, he has 27 goals and 22 assists. For me, by far the best player. Rafael Varane, he's got 21 goals, 7 assists. I mean, you should know by now that we do have a corner routine set up, which we will look at when we're looking at the tactics. Marcus Rashford, he's scored 16 for assists. Armin Guri has 13 goals in his debut season, 4 assists. Edison Cavani, 12 goals. He's actually leaving. He's going to Lyon. And Jadon Sancho with 11 goals plus 13 assists. Now, who were the highest creative players? Bruno Fernandes with 22 assists, Luke Shaw with 18, Jadon Sancho with 13, Alex Telles also with 13. I absolutely have no idea how Varane got 7. How did he get 7? I mean, that's joint with Pogba and with Ronaldo. Absolutely insane. But that there wraps up the results. Some amazing results under Erik Hag. Now, let's move over to the tactic part of this video. So for the tactics, we do also have a brief analysis which was written by Jamie Scott as well, so make sure you check out Jamie Scott's work. The link to his analysis will be in the description. Erik ten Hag has typically set up his Ajax side with a 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1 formation on paper. Of course, players' positioning on the field is most important as ten Hag uses positional play. Essentially, positional play is the attempt to create superiority in areas of the pitch either through overloads, positional or isolation. Ten Hag looks for width vertically, for example, counter movement, decoy runs and manipulation of opposition presses and blocks. From goal kicks, Ten Hag's Ajax build from a deep position with the goalkeeper plus 2 centre-backs. This offers a conventional build-up structure, a solid foundation to work with. The centre-backs are typically comfortable with the ball and can regularly make simple progressive passes, but Ajax and Onana are no strangers to hitting the ball long on occasions, as you can see from the pass map. Ajax often drop one of the fullbacks, Daley Blind or Mazruri, into a deeper and more narrow position. This is conductive of either fullback becoming a deep line playmaker, as they have time and space to find vertical options on their side of the pitch. Ajax also frequently stagger their deep midfielders too, pushing one higher to create a single pivot. Like I just mentioned, when Ajax build, the fullbacks tend to drop into a narrower position. To oppose this, the wingers move wider to open a diagonal lane. This is beneficial for numerous reasons, but I just want to focus on this one. The wingers, who are typically inverted, can receive in a consistent manner back to touchline, which is conductive of cutting inside, making their go-to dribbles and actions. Anthony and Mazruri share a strong relationship, with the right back knowing when to leave the winger on a 1v1. Vertical counter movements are typically seen further up the pitch when looking to progress and sometimes force play. Seeing it executed with such regularity in deep positions in the build-up is unconventional. Progressing up the pitch, Ajax stick to similar principles. They establish lateral superiorities using maximum width to stretch the opposition block before utilising vertical movements and decoy runs to tear holes in the opposition's defensive blocks. Ryan Gravenberch, the more advanced of the deep midfielders, and Steven Bergwijn, the advanced midfielder, often vacate space and move up the pitch. Conversely, Sebastian Haller is seen dropping to combine. Ajax then utilise wall passes and then aim to find third man runners. In terms of defensive transitions, Ajax generally perform reasonably despite a system which makes a consistent rest defence rather tedious. They often pack areas near the ball, thus upon losing possession they are able to nip transitions in the bud with a counter press. To summarise, Ten Hag's Ajax have displayed some very impressive principles of play. That don't necessarily mean that Manchester United will play like Ajax, which is important for our Football Manager tactic. It doesn't mean that United will certainly play a 4-3-3. These principles of play are transferable, and if Ten Hag moves to Manchester United, we can expect a strong brand of possession-based football where the players have a high level of clarity in terms of their role and how to break the opponent systematically as a team. Must note, once again, that was written by Jamie Scott. I added my 2 pence. I mean, I added 1 or 2 lines, but this was written by Jamie Scott. Make sure you go and check out his analysis. Now we're going to move over to Football Manager to look at our Erik ten Hag tactic. Let's move over. Welcome back, people, and as you can see right here on the screen, we do have a completed 4-3-3. Erik ten Hag's 4-3-3 Manchester United rebuild. We have 2 versions. I mean, they are practically the exact same, apart from when you are playing against the bigger sides away from home, you might want to change or tweak 1 or 2 things. So that is all the second slot is doing, or what I've done in the second slot. I've just tweaked it. You can make your own tweaks. This is my tweak. I've removed play out from the defense. I've increased the passing directness. Basically, we're kind of more counter-attacking, we're more direct, and we are less possession based. But now let's focus on the main tactic. Now, the aim of this is, of course, to have that 4-3-3 shape, but we also want that 4-2-3-1 shape on occasions as well. And what can happen is the Mazzala, he can drift further forward into this channel here, and basically here, you can see already, we will have a 4-2-3-1-ish shape. So that's the plan for this formation. Now, let's go through the player roles, their instructions, and the team instructions, why I selected certain roles and certain instructions. In goal, we do have the sweeper keeper on support. This should kind of be self-explanatory. We do want a sweeper keeper to sweep up behind the high defensive line, but we also want him involved in the build-up play as well. So he should be hanging around the edge of his box. We should be using him on occasions when we are trying to build up from the back, and he should be heavily involved. In the back four, we do have a wing back on support for Luke Shaw. He will be dribbling more, but also sitting more narrow as well when we are in possession of the ball. And for the right back, we do have an inverted wing back on dribble more, so he's going to kind of cut inside, and he can actually cover for the Mazzala. So when we do break forward, and again for transition, when we're trying to nip it in the bud, when we're trying to do our counter press, once he's in this sort of position here, the inverted wing back, he can kind of roam in this sort of area here. So he is covering the right back area, but he's also covering this channel here, which has been vacated by the Mazzala. Again, it's all about positional play. So in possession, when he has moved further forward, we also want to occupy this area here, which is what the inverted wing back will do. And then the winger should be occupying this area on the right hand side. So we should be covering or occupying all of these channels, the half space, the right flank, but also the central channel as well. Our centre back partnership, we do have one ball playing defender, and we also have one central defender. The central defender, he's going to be fairly simple in possession. He's not going to take too many risks, whereas the ball playing defender, he's going to be looking more consistently for those line breaking passes, those more riskier passes, those progressive passes. That is what the ball playing defender is going to do, whilst the central defender, he's just going to be playing the more simple passes, making sure we keep in possession. Now in midfield, we do have the ball winning midfielder in the middle. He's going to kind of drop deep to receive possession, but he's also going to be a ball winning midfielder. If we do lose the ball higher up the pitch, he should be there in position to kind of, I don't know, be aggressive and close down play. I didn't want to put him in the holding midfielder position. Now, when I did put him in the holding midfielder position, I did notice that he's a bit too late in closing down. He's not quite quick enough. He's not quite positioned high enough to close down the opposition for that counter press when we do lose the ball higher up the pitch. So that's the reason why he's in central midfield, and also to try and create that sort of double pivot alongside the box-to-box midfielder. He should drop deep to create that single pivot, but when we are in that 4-2-3-1 shape, he should be creating that two-man midfield with the box-to-box midfielder, and we are using a box-to-box midfielder on the left-hand side. Now, I should be filling in these roles so you kind of have an idea of what I want to play like. So we do have Mukiele on right back, we do have Frank Kessie as the ball in the midfielder, Luke Shaw / Alex Telles as the left back, Harry Maguire / Edson Alvarez / Nianzou as the ball playing defender, and we have Rafael Varane as the central defender. Now for the box-to-box midfielder, kind of that Ryan Gravenberch role, we do have Paul Pogba. I mean, he's not necessarily going to be box to box because we are going to be in possession a lot. We do see a lot of the ball. He is kind of attacking in the mid third, attacking third. He's very rarely in this defensive area unless, again, he is dropping deep to collect the ball. But he will be taking more risks, dribbling more to be more progressive. He is staying wider, so he's just staying wide, operating in this left half flank, and he will be tackling harder. Now, for the right side of midfield, we do have a Mazzala, or the right side of the midfield three. We do have a Mazzala for the main man, Bruno Fernandes. He will be, of course, drifting wide, occupying this half channel, but he's going to be, again, dribbling more and tackling harder. Now, for the left flank, inside forward, this was typically Marcus Rashford. If needed to be, it could be Ronaldo. If needed to be, it could be Armin Guri. Now, the inside forward, this is to kind of replicate that Tadic role, but Tadic's role was a little bit less direct than the inside forward, possibly an inverted winger, but for Marcus Rashford or at Manchester United. Now, like what we said earlier, it's not necessarily just going to be a copy and paste from what Erik ten Hag done at Ajax over to Manchester United. There may be some slight differences. One of the main tweaks that I'm kind of predicting or guessing is the left flank, because there isn't kind of a Tadic black player. Now, you could say Jadon Sancho. That is possible, but for the left hand side, for me, it's going to be Marcus Rashford, and we are using that inside forward. On the right hand flank for the Anthony role, now we are using Jadon Sancho, where he can drop deep, he can take players 1v1, he can cross from deep as well, but he can also cross from the byline. So Jadon Sancho, he kind of has more freedom than he would have on the left flank, if that makes sense to you guys, where he can drop deep, he can take players on one-on-one, he can cross deep, he can cross at the byline, he can also take more risk as well. He's dribbling more with the ball, which you can see we are taking more risk. He's dribbling more, but he's also shooting less often, just so we don't waste good possession. And now, lastly, up top, we are going to be using a false 9. Again, this isn't me saying that Sebastian Haller is a false 9 at Ajax. You could say he's actually more of a target forward or more of a poacher, where he scores a lot of his goals in that 6-yard box. I mean, Ajax, they do create their chances very, very nicely. When they get sort of to the byline, they do that pull back or they hit it across the box, and Sebastian Haller is there to pick up the pieces. But we are using Ronaldo, which admittedly does similar things, but also in possession he does drop deep, and this allows us to play those wall passes but also get those counter movements. When he drops deep, someone has to be running off him. This could be the inside forward, this could be the Mazzala, it could be the winger, or it could be Paul Pogba. But we do want those vertical movements. Again, we do get vertical movements in midfield with Kessie. He drops deep and we do have someone else running off him, or we have Jadon Sancho dropping deep, then we have Bruno Fernandes running off him. We also can have a counter movement here on the left hand side as well. If Pogba decides to drop deep, Luke Shaw can get further forward, creating that counter movement. So that there is the player roles. Now let's look at the team instructions. For the mentality, we are going to be using positive, just so we can knock the ball about, be a little bit more patient, probe, and wait for that opening. Kind of what Ten Hag and Ajax do, and what Ten Hag should be doing at Manchester United should he join. For the attacking width, we are going to be using wide, not extremely wide, because we don't want it to be kind of exclusive. We do want to build up wide, but if wide is not on, then we could just move into the center. Now for the approach play, we haven't added too many instructions now. The reason being is because the player roles do a lot of the stuff for us. So things like overlap or underlap, the player roles naturally are doing those things for us, and we don't necessarily want to increase those tendencies. So for the approach play, we are going to be playing out from the defense. Now this is what we really want to happen. We don't necessarily want the defenders just kicking it long. We want to reduce that as much as possible. So therefore we will be playing out from the defense. The passing directness is set to shooter, just so we can maintain the possession a little bit better, and for the tempo extremely high, just so we can get things happening in a quicker fashion. In the final third, we are sending in low crosses, trying to get those pullbacks. Now if you work the ball into the box, you would get those pullbacks even more, but I didn't want to take away from the fact that Jadon Sancho can play those deep crosses, and I really want to get those involved. Now in transition, when the possession has been lost, we will counter press, put pressure on the opponents. Of course, we're trying to win the ball back as soon as possible, and when possession has been won, we will make counter movements. Now again, this isn't exactly what Ten Hag does. When Ajax win the ball, you don't necessarily see all of these players getting further forward, but now we are at Manchester United, so the scenario, the situations are kind of different. Now we are in the Premier League. The league is a little bit more difficult. Now we might actually have to hit the opponents, or look to hit the opponents on the break far more often. When the goalkeeper's in possession, he will look to distribute the ball quickly and look for his centre backs. Now lastly, out of possession, we are using a much higher line of engagement, a higher defensive line. The defensive width, we are going to force the opposition away from the goal, trigger press much more often, and we will be preventing that short goalkeeper distribution. And that there wraps up this Erik Ten Hag Manchester United tactic. It's a 4-3-3, but then again, when you are watching a game, when you are watching a tactic, of course, and also from the past maps as well, as you can see right now, you do often enough get that 4-2-3-1 shape. Now before we go into that most important game against Barcelona, let's look at the set pieces. Now we are aiming for the far post, and as you can see, the right centre back, which is often Rafael Varane, which is why you see him score 20 goals, that is where we're sending in our crosses to the far post, and that is effectively it. I mean, for all the set piece, all the credit will go to Nap. Apart from the far post I added myself. A lot of Nap's tactics, I mean, you go for the near post, which is just as effective. I like to be different. I like the far post. So shout out to Nap for his set piece routine. Everything else, all the other set pieces, is all down to App. Now, if you guys do want this load to save as well as the first one as well, I can, of course. As you can see here, it's just the exact same game. What I've done is saved as from the beginning of the season, so that is the save that you guys will do. You guys can take over from game 0, or you guys can have this save file where we are at the end of the season, but I'm not sure if you want it after the Champions League game or before. Actually, no, we will play the game no matter the result, so you guys should be cheering me on no matter the result. No matter the result today, you guys should be cheering me on. This here is the team that we're going to go with against Barcelona, and I feel to be using the more counter-attacking approach. Yeah, so let me put my headphones on and let's get stuck into this Champions League final. Shoo! Don't know what that was for. So these are the Champions League lineups: Barcelona, Ter Stegen, Erik Garcia, Ronald, I struggle with that guy's name, Gerard Piqué, Jordi Alba, Sergio, Frankie de Jong, Pedri, Ferran Torres, Ansu Fati, and Memphis Depay. Ex-Manchester United player there is as well. So Champions League final time. Let's ask the assistant. And Bruno Fernandes is always aggressive. And what I do, outstretch my arms and just tell him no pressure. Let's get stuck in to this game. Apologies, guys. Offline, I do play 2D mode, so let me change this. Oh, there might be a highlight right array as well. So let's get stuck in with this game. Oh, it's going a bit too fast as well. Jesus. Here we go. Harry Maguire, Paul Pogba, Marcus Rashford. This pitch looks absolutely massive. Oh, what a ball from Maguire to Marcus. Luke Shaw, do we have a bit? That's 1-0. So there's no other player that could have been but Cristiano Ronaldo. I told you guys about the false nine. I told you about the false nine. Look at him. He starts off in a little bit of a deeper area, but he still gets into the box. And now he's around, look, around that 6-yard box. He poaches around that 6-yard box and he gets a header in. And it's already 1-0 to the Red Devils. Wow, what a start. We have a corner. Get off the screen. Ronaldo! It's 2. This is getting embarrassing already. We are in a Champions League final against Barcelona and it's 2-0. Bruno Fernandes with the assist. Cristiano Ronaldo with the header. I mean, their defenders didn't even jump. They saw Ronaldo and thought, nah. Jordi Alba for Barcelona. He tries to play in Ansu Fati, but we collect the ball. Mukiele collects the ball. Here he is again, the inside inverted wing back even. Almost could have been inside wing back. Here's Bruno Fernandes. He's running wide with the ball. Ronaldo! Oh! What a header and what a save. I mean, this is Man United's day. Surely, Barcelona haven't even had a shot on target, but they are seeing more of the ball. Here's another highlight. Frankie de Jong, Ferran Torres, Erik Garcia, playing as the right back, I believe. Sergio. Frankie de Jong, Erik Garcia. This could be an opportunity for Barcelona. Ferran. Nice football by Barca. Frankie. It's fallen to Ansu Fati. And Barcelona has scored with their first shot of the whole game. And that, arguably, was the best goal of the game. Ferran Torres. I mean, look at the runs by Frankie de Jong here. Absolutely bamboozled our defense. And I'm sorry, but Frank Kessie has got to be in the box helping the defenders there. And it's half-time in this Champions League final. I mean, all the chances that we've seen so far have resulted into a goal. Apart from that Cristiano Ronaldo header, we haven't even seen a single shot so far. And here is the first highlight. It's fallen to Barcelona, it looks like, says Sergio. Oh, he's been brought down by Bruno. Has he just ruined the Champions League final? I mean, I have been in this position. I have been in this position twice, or I've been in this position a few times, to be fair, this season alone, because for some odd reason, Bruno Fernandes is just always aggressive, no matter what. No matter what, every game he approaches it aggressively, which is fairly annoying, and I just can't change that. Has Memphis with a free kick, and David De Gea easily collects it. It could be squeaky bum time now. It could be squeaky bum time for Manchester United. Here's Paul Pogba, Luke Shaw. I've just stuck with the same formation, in all honesty. But Luke Shaw, oh, Marcus, 10 men, oh! Maybe, just maybe, you could have hit that with a little bit more power. Rafael Varane, Ronaldo now. Harry Maguire, Luke, Paul. It's just calling them by the first names. Oh, unlucky boys. They tried some nice football there. Gerard Piqué, Ter Stegen, Ronald. There's nice football by Barcelona again. Memphis plays it out wide. He spreads the play. Jordi Alba, Pedri. This could be another one. Oh, we've given away a penalty. Ronald Araujo, he's going to bury this. Yeah, he buried a lot of penalties when I was Barcelona. I mean, I'm not sure why this team are just so aggressive. Here's Sancho now with a set piece. Ronaldo back post, heads it over. Here's Rashford now, Luke Shaw. Ronaldo drops deep to collect the ball. Jadon Sancho. He's going to stretch them. Oh, Ronaldo! What happened? Ah. What happened there? Guys, you're offside. Ah, Ronaldo just inches wide. Pogba inches wide. I mean, we could have snatched the game there. We could have snatched the game there. Here's Luke Shaw. We might have to bring on some subs for extra time if we make it that far. Here's Luke Shaw. Whips it in. PK clears it. There's a foot race. Maguire gets there. Michele. Varane. Kessie. What a ball. Rashford is through. He's through. Oh, another team finish. Oh. Rashford's finishing is so bad, man. So we're going to make a change. We're going to bring on Edison Cavani. For some reason, he's nervous as well. The body language just doesn't make sense sometimes. It really doesn't. Barcelona are starting to get into this game. They are playing some beautiful stuff, as it says in commentary. So now we're going to make some more subs. We're going to bring on Neves. So we're going to make more subs. We're just bringing on Alex Telles. Who else? We can't take off. Yeah, we're going to take off. Yeah, we're going to take off Rashford as well, man. He's finishing. It might cost us. Here, we're building up from the back, surprisingly. Harry Maguire's bringing it out. Looks for Cavani right away. But it is stopped by Ronald Araujo. Frankie de Jong. Memphis. Frankie. I mean, Barcelona have scored every... Pogba's now sent off. Oh, my God. Why is this team so aggressive? They're literally just taking them down for no reason. Oh my God. Why does this team keep doing this? And that's it, because now penalty shootout. Oh my God. Bruno Fernandes has absolutely ruined this. He's ruined this for us. I can't watch this, man. Oh, no. Ronaldo puts his one in the back of the net. Oh, Ronaldo. Oh. Fresh legs. Come on, boy. Pen. What a pen. I'm just not confident about penalties on Football Manager, man. I can't believe we even got to penalties. They had 2 highlights and scored both goals. Frank Kessie. Woo! Frankie de Jong, composure. He's not going to miss, is he? Mr. Composure. I know we're going to lose as well. I know. Pen. Memphis. They've got like, everyone is very good. Wrong way. The keeper went the wrong way. Oh, no. Last penny. Edson Alvarez, centre back. Pen. Come on, pressure, Sergi, pressure, come on. Come on, United fans, man, be with me. Raphael, oh my God. I'm fuming, man. It's flipping Bruno Fernandes. Oh, Bruno Fernandes has 21 yellow cards. It's madness, man. How do you stop that? We don't even have... Unfortunately, guys, we've lost the Champions League final. We had 9 men in the end. I mean, come on. We did well after a while. They got a penalty. They scored with their only 2 shots. I'm just going to complain, man. I'm just going to complain. But thank you guys for tuning in. And this is the version you guys are going to get as well. So now we're going to save the game. And now you guys are going to be Champions League runners up. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, man. I have absolutely enjoyed recording it. It's been fantastic. Shout out to Jamie Scott as well, who provided the Ajax analysis. I mean, I did it without permission, but we've also credited him as well. Make sure you go and check out his links. I'll see you guys soon. Stay safe. Don't forget, if you are enjoying my type of content, make sure you are subscribed. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you leave a comment. The Spitch app as well. Make sure you download it, and all to my Patreons as well. Mwah. Thank you guys. I'll see you guys soon. Stay safe and peace out.